Hey everyone, happy Samhain, happy Halloween, happy All Souls Day tomorrow, November 1st, and Dia de los Muertos tomorrow. But anyhow, I am Ivonne Emil Elizondo from Silver Moon Astrology and Transpersonal Counseling, also known as Silver Moon Counseling. I am here today because it is Halloween's, it's Hallows Eve, it is Samhain, the beginning, the celebration of the witch's New Year. And so I am really excited. I have been waiting for this day. And today I would like to share with you something that happened this morning and how maybe we can use this day to help connect with our ancestor spirits, help celebrate them, and just do all things witchy. So I'm actually wearing my really witchy shirt. Look at that. I love this shirt. This is my super witchy shirt. So anyhow, okay, so yeah, Samhain. Let's talk about Samhain very briefly. So it is spelled Samhain, but it's pronounced Samhain, and it's a harvest celebration. But essentially, I'm not going to go into it too deeply. But essentially, what it is that we witches celebrate Samhain because it is a time where the veil is thinning more so between the physical realm and the spiritual realm. And same thing. So Halloween. So Samhain transitions into Halloween, Hallows Eve, which transitions into the next day, Dia de los Muertos, as I mentioned before. But so this is really a time of just celebrating those that are in the spirit world, and mostly because that veil is thinning. Now, one question that I did get was, well, how come the veil thins during this time of the year? Okay. Just think about this. If there are so many people celebrating and honoring and being very mindful and bringing their loved ones in spirit form into their conscious awareness, what do you think happens with that vibration? Like all of that vibration just lifts things up and we're able to connect with our ancestors in spirit much more readily and easily. So I'm going to share with you what happened to me this morning. I'm super thankful and grateful. So my dad, Jaime Roberto Elizondo, he has my brother's name, or my brother has his name. There we go. He passed away when I was 2.5. My brother was 6 months old, but he's always communicated with me through street lights. Usually, and other lights, but really during the times when I need him, there'll be, a street light that just kind of comes on for no reason, or it acts quirky for no reason. And sometimes it's during the day, sometimes it's night. And so this morning I was driving and I was on my way to the gym and it was still dark. And I was just, thinking, well, how am I going to celebrate, Samhain this year? Because I've been really busy and I didn't, plan a whole bunch. And then all of a sudden, all of the lights, all of the street lights were out. And I look up and there's this one light and it starts blink, 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 blink. And I thought, well, that's interesting. And then it's blink, blink, blink. And then all of a sudden I felt his presence and it went boom, really bright. And then it just stayed on. Wow. See, did you hear that? That was my phone. Like he's agreeing with me again. He was there. I took that to heart. It was a beautiful experience. I just got really happy that today on, Samhain, the day that we celebrate our ancestor spirits, my dad came through for me, my papito's daddy in Spanish. So I'm really excited about that. So how do we celebrate? I really like to do something very, very simple, very easy. So I'm going to show you some of the crystals that I use and a candle, of course, and some incense. But I think this is really more a time of remembering our ancestors and bringing them into our heart space and bringing them into our awareness. And so what I really enjoy doing is writing things down that remind me of each of my ancestors. And even those that I didn't really know from before or that I don't quite remember, I will still take a sheet of paper and I'll write their names down. And then intuitively, I will just sit and see what words or themes or experiences resonate with me. And I'll write it all down on a sheet of paper. I will take my candle, of course, light my candle. Okay, because we need the light. And when I light my candle, I always say this small little prayer. It says, with this fire and great might, may all spirits find the light. I kind of made that up myself. So with this fire and great might, may all spirits find the light. So what I'm asking for is whenever we light a candle, whenever I light a candle, it is the invitation for spirit to find their way. Hopefully it'll be my way so, they can help me, but it could also be like crossing over. Maybe they need to move on. Maybe they need to find another source of light. So start off with my candle. And then what I usually do is I have a picture of them around or an item of theirs. So for example, this year, I am really excited. This is actually kind of private. My papitos, my dad's journals. I actually have his journals, has his writing on there. Okay. Now, interestingly enough, he was a pilot. He was an agricultural engineer and he was a pilot, and he used to crop dust for the there he is again. See, I'm talking to him and my phone just goes off. Okay. So he was a pilot, and that's how he passed. He was caught up in a turnwind when he was crop dusting for the farmers in Aguascalientes, Mexico, where we're from. And but I have his items. So I have a picture of him and I have his journals. And I absolutely love this. Look how cool this is. It says Práctica de vuelo coordinación. So it's how to practice flying, okay, the art of flying and coordination, and he has his notes on there. So I have his picture, I have his journals. I'm going to set my crystals. So here are some of the crystals that I really enjoy using during this time. First and foremost, I always enjoy using crystal quartz. It's the foundation of all of the other crystals, and I always intuitively reach for my crystal quartz, and it amplifies my prayers, my blessings, anything that I'm really honing in and focusing on, it amplifies it. So I love using crystal quartz. The other one that's very highly in tune to the spiritual realm, because the veil is thinning during this time, is amethyst. I don't know if you can see how beautiful those crystals are. So amethyst is known as a highly spiritual stone. And so it is about transcending the third eye, transcending and being able to see, not just with your physical vision, but see and feel the presence of your loved one. So amethyst is also pretty good. I love, love, love this one. My absolute favorite. I have showed you this one before. Okay, this is a labradorite. Look how pretty that is. Okay, so labradorite, this is a very high vibrational stone, labradorite. And so you do need to be very much in tune with your system to be able to manage it correctly, so to speak. When I first got my beautiful necklace for my daughter, it took me a while to my heart just kept kind of going, but it eventually settled. The other two stones that crystals that I enjoy is, the first one is obsidian. Now this one is, with Dia de los Muertos and Hallow's Eve, we almost can't avoid the talk of death, right? Because that's what happens when we finish this earthly incarnation in this vehicle. We transition, or at least from my perspective, we transition into pure consciousness, into pure spirit energy, and we can't do that without going through the dying and the death process. So for me, obsidian is very much about honoring and respecting, because it is a darker protective stone and crystal. It is about honoring those, specifically those that had a more challenging dying process, or maybe those that passed on suddenly. So I like to use this one to help honor them. And selenite. Selenite is also known as the angel's crystal. Here's my beautiful piece of selenite. The angel's crystal, this is also a very high vibrational stone. So when we're talking about connecting with the spirits, we are, asking, or you could ask, I do, the angel I work with, the archangel I work with is Zadkiel. And so I asked Zadkiel to come in. My zodiac angel is Azrael. Azrael is the angel of death and transition. Why? Because I'm Capricorn. Yep. Hello, Capricorns. That's your angel. And then I also asked my own personal angels, Angelique, to come in, Lucas. Okay, those are the ones, that's their names. I asked them to come in and help me connect to my ancestor spirits. So the incense that I enjoy, I always light my witchy candle. It is the witchy day. Come on, guys. You knew I was going to have to pull up my cauldron here. This is my tiny one. I do have a big one, but this is my tiny one. And I like to use Palo Santo. Frankincense is also really good during this time, and dragon's blood. So what I do is I sit with myself, I write the names of all of my loved ones, and I have, I wish I could honor them all right now. My papito, Bibi's my cousin, my tia Lucrecia, my abuelita, my abuelito. I mean, there's so many of our ancestors, and I wish I could name them all, ones that I remember and some that I don't, but I'm absolutely energetically connected to. So I write their names down. I feel for a few words or feelings that remind me or resonate with them. I write that down, light my candle, light my incense. I put the sheet of paper or any of their articles or belongings and I put the crystal on top, and I just sit there and I meditate for a while, and I allow them to come through, and I see what kind of messages they might have for me. Like, so my Pepito had a really good message for me this morning, but I'm going to keep that to myself because he kind of, scolded me a little bit in a very gentle way, but I got the message. So anyhow, I was feeling sorry for myself too. So he got me on the right track. And that's really how I celebrate Samhain, Halloween, and Dia de los Muertos. It is a fun day. It is a costume day. Of course, every year I was a witch. Every single year I was a witch. So I don't need a costume now that I'm 52, but I'm still a witch. All right, everyone. I hope that you all celebrate and honor your spiritual ancestors. I hope you have fun. Please be safe if you're going out there. If you're giving candy out, enjoy. Every time that you give a piece of candy out, you can say a blessing for that child or teen or adult, whoever's trick-or-treating, and you can send a beautiful blessing to each and every one of them. So I hope everyone stays safe. Enjoy connecting with your ancestors, and happy Samhain, happy Halloween, happy Dia de los Muertos. Take care, everyone. Blessed be.